Him.
Sure. Ready to start? Oh. Sorry about that. There you go. Can you still see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're thrilled to have you here and can't wait to see you at the hackathon. So I'm going to give an overview of what we're doing that weekend. Let's make sure that the slides work. Let's try this. Okay, here we go. So what we'll do this evening is really define what a hackathon is, because we know most of our registrants are first-time hackers. We'll talk about what the Nurse Hack for Health is, some of the hackathon key activities over the weekend, and then what we're doing to help you get educated, etc. So what is a hackathon? Really, it's getting together as a team and then really trying to solve a problem, but in a very intensive time period. So the hackathon is going to take place September 22nd through the 24th, and it'll be less than 48 hours that you'll be hacking with your teams to come up with solutions. So it's a very intense but incredibly fun exercise. So what is Nurse Hack for Health? So our mission is to unleash the power of nurses as innovative leaders and problem solvers to address the world's most pressing healthcare challenges. This year's theme is catalyzing a healthy environment for nurses and the patients they care for. So our underlying magic is nurse-led innovation. We use the design methodology, which is human-centered design and design thinking. We open it up to everyone. So we really encourage multidisciplinary teams, interdisciplinary teams. We encourage designers, developers, and everyone to form a team and hack together. And I think what's most important or actually powerful is that it's a very supportive, non-judgmental, educational, coaching opportunity, volunteers that really care about this space to help you solve your problems. I'm sorry, my computer is acting up. Okay, so what is the hackathon process? So we will begin Friday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. You will choose the track that you will go into, and I'll explain what the tracks are in a moment. You'll form a team either that evening or you'll come together as a team. You'll hack all weekend. You can start Friday night. You can stay up as late as you want and continue to hack. We will have coaches and mentors walking around and helping you. We'll give you feedback on Saturday because we're going to give you a chance to practice your pitch. And then you'll take that feedback, iterate on your solution, and then come back on Sunday for the final presentations. So the 4 focus areas this year is attracting, onboarding, and developing nurses to thrive. So really thinking through what does that mean? Addressing bullying and violence, not just amongst each other, but also with patients. And I think a lot of us are feeling that now, but really thinking through what is causing some of this. Does the environment create some of this? And just thinking outside of the box around all of this. Creating innovative care delivery models. You see a lot of care models are being disrupted. We have CVS Minute clinics, we have hospital at home, etc. So in addition to thinking through these creative care models, think through what's some of the other job skills that we need. So skills that we may need to be upskilled in, or even new positions, etc. Or we always love the 4th bucket, which is to really, if you have a problem that's not in one of the previous 3 buckets, then you can come with your own challenge and trying to solve it. Okay, so it gets a little bit complicated, so I'm going to really try to explain this. So we're going to have 2 tracks. Track 1 will be nurse-led interdisciplinary teams from the same health system. And this health system has to be a nonprofit health system. Track 2, you can come as individual nurse hackers or from different organizations and then you can form your team that night or over the weekend or come together as a team. So we're going to take track 1. Again, this is from a nurse-led interdisciplinary team that is from a 501c3 or equivalent health system. Global teams are really welcome this year. In the past, we weren't able to do that, but this year we're welcoming global teams. And the teams must be formed and registered prior to the hackathon, which I will review in a second. Okay, so the health system team formation, again, is track 1. So the team lead will go on to nursehackforhealth.org. You'll complete the registration form. It will also ask you, are you a health system? So you will say yes, which will then redirect you to Open Water platform. You will select a team name. You'll list all your team members. And then you also need to upload the nonprofit form for verification. And then you'll select the Nurse Hack for Health focus area that you will be solutioning. The third bucket here is your team members also need to go to nursehackforhealth.org and then complete their registration form as well. And on the back end, we'll pull them into your team. Then a team channel will be created and assigned by the Microsoft Teams. And then you will be able to migrate to that team channel and then begin your hacking on Friday evening. So the key activities again for track 1. So the hackathon will be September 22nd through the 24th. If you're lucky enough to make it to one of the finalist teams, we'll be choosing 10. Then you will go into our Innovation Accelerator. So from October 1st to November 1st, you will have coaches assigned to your teams. We'll be able to mentor you, pressure test your solutions. We'll help you develop a detailed year 1 budget. We'll allow you to practice your pitches. And then on November 2nd will be the team pitches in front of judges. Now, the great thing about this is that you have the potential of receiving up to $150,000 in grant funding to bring your idea to life. And I do want to take a moment to thank All In Wellbeing, First for Healthcare, and Johnson & Johnson Foundation, who has given us this grant. So now Nurse Hack for Health, the track 2, again, these are individual nurse hackers. So you can come and just form a team that evening, or you can actually come with a team. So again, it has to be nurse-led interdisciplinary teams from different health organizations. The teams will form at the hackathon on Friday, or you can form a team prior to the hackathon. And then select teams will be eligible to receive a Drexel Sanciel Nursing Innovation and Entrepreneurship Certificate Program scholarship. So the Nursing Innovation and Entrepreneurship certificate will be done over a weekend. The dates are still to be determined, but what you will learn over the weekend is how to formulate, develop, and commercialize your new ideas, succeed by failing fast, testing critical assumptions by learning from prospective customers and partners, and how to become an innovation influencer within your own organization. You can develop higher quality ideas through this process, start building plans to take on new ideas to market, improve innovation conversation in your organization, and understand and enhance your entrepreneurial mindset. So again, these are scholarships that will be given to the track 2 awardees. Okay, so the team formation. So you will find, again, a focus area or idea that you like. You'll talk with other participants, and then you'll form teams around an unmet need. And that, again, if you don't come with the team already formed. So lots of times people just come individually, so we want them to be able to form a team during the hackathon. Okay, so the team formation for track 2 is, which I just explained, so you'll choose a problem to solve in one of the focus areas. Each area will have a main channel and a channel lead. Participants can use the Team Builder app to choose a problem and start a team. Now, we will go over this with you a little bit later. We'll have training the week of the hackathon. We'll also videotape a lot of this training, and I don't want you to worry about any of this just yet. So a team channel will be created once completed in the Team Builder app, and then additional Team Builder training will be provided to look for more information on the nursehackforhealth.org. And as you can see this example, the screenshot here, there'll also be ways to request a coach while you're hacking. If you need a designer, you'll be able to request it through these channels, technical assistance, resources, etc. And again, we'll go into much more detail. Okay, so again, for your track, you will come in on a Friday evening. You'll form your teams, you'll hack, you'll also get feedback and have the option to do practice pitches. You'll get feedback from the practice coaches. You'll go back and take that feedback, make it better, and then on Sunday, come back and do your final presentation. So this is what the weekend detail looks like. Again, time is all in Eastern Standard Time. So day 1 will be the kickoff at 6 p.m. We will have a keynote speaker. And at 7, you will form your teams or come with your teams, and you can begin hacking at that time. Again, although we have these times here, you can continue with your teams, especially our global teams will be up all night. So you can hack as long as you want through your team channel. Day 2, from 8 to 11, again, you'll continue your team breakout and hacking. 10 to 11, we'll have Rachel Acker, who will do a code design workshop. This is optional, but it's really, really good. She's a designer by background. From 2:30 to 5:30 on the second day, we will have you do practice your pitch with our pitch coaches who will give you feedback. And we all invite you 5:30 to 6:30 for a happy hour. It's great to get to know others, and you don't have to stay the entire hour. Just come in, introduce yourself, get to know the rest of the teams. So the final day, you will, from 8 to 10, you will continue the team breakouts. 10 o'clock, all your pitches are due. And then 10:30, we'll begin the final pitch presentations. And then from 1:30 to 2, we will have our closing ceremony and awards.
I don't know what you mean by.
Sorry.
We will from 8 to 10, you will continue.
Sorry. So what does success look like? So we hope that at the end of the weekend, you will have a prototype solution. So what that means is it doesn't mean that it has to be a product or a device, but something that you can actually put out into the field and really test it. So it's a working prototype solution to fast track and further develop your solution. And then, of course, for that weekend, we hope that you'll find that this is a really great thing to have some personal development, developing new skills, meeting new people, making new connections, and really trying to demystify what we mean by innovation and entrepreneurship. So the practice pitch is on Saturday. So the teams will present their preliminary solution to track leads and coaches, at which time you'll be given valuable feedback. I really, really recommend that everyone do this. And then you'll make your adjustments and then come back on the final day to make those final pitches. And then for the final pitches, your teams will present solutions to the panel experts or to our judges. And I do want to say a little bit of, what we recommend is that no more than really 5 to 6 people on a team. When you do present, it shouldn't be more than 1 or 2 presenters, because you will have 5 minutes to do your pitch, and really going from presenter to presenter sort of eats up your time. So think about that, so that you have 1 or 2 the most presenters. And then the judges will score the teams and provide you feedback at that time, in addition to some additional feedback later. And then you'll have the opportunity to continue to develop your ideas by track. Okay, so what does the pitch look like? So again, we're going to go into much more detail and training about this, but essentially, what is your story? How did you get here? How did you identify this to be a problem? And we want you to do this through storytelling, because people can really hear that and remember. And then you talk about the problem. So the story led you to the problem you're trying to solve. And then you tell us what the solution is and what's currently being done, and or the competitive space, like who else is out there trying to solve that. And then who are you solving this for? Is it patients? Is it each other? Is it a hospital system, et cetera, the community? And then, your team should be diverse enough so that everybody that is bringing a different perspective and skill set to your solution. And then you do your closing. So I always tell people, what are the 3 things you want your audience to remember? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what the judges will be evaluating you on. So impact, and some of the questions you want to be trying to solve for is the solution solving an ongoing or anticipated problem? Does it address the important challenge identified in the theme or the focus area? And is there potential for widespread scaling, public health impact, and to other institutions? How innovative is it? Is the solution a real game changer? Innovative new technology with potential to transform the field, as an example? And implementation. Could the proof of concept or your prototype or preliminary vision be executed? This is really important. And is it sustainable? Is it viable? Is it feasible? Is it beneficial? Those are some of the questions you want to be able to answer. And the presentation, how effective was your presentation? Is the benefit value of the solution clearly articulated? Does the team have diversity of backgrounds that lends credibility to the solutions presented? And again, we want your teams to be diverse, not just multi and interdisciplinary, but by skill set, by background. So all of that. So again, think about how each team member can bring something to your solution. And this is what the judges will be seeing and how they will be scoring. It's the same criteria that I just reviewed, but just wanted you to see what they would be looking at. And then again, we will have coaches and mentors throughout the weekend. You will have engineers, you'll have people that can help you with business development, developers, IT, you'll have designers, people helping you with with the pitches, and of course, other healthcare members. So we will have additional information sessions. So if you want to attend another one, but I just want you to know this is recorded. You can always go back to Nurse Hack for Health and listen to these. But we will be having another information session on September 6th from 12 to 1 and September 13th, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. And then the week of the hackathon, beginning on, actually it's the week before, sorry. We will have a session on design thinking, and this will all be 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be having a session on crafting the perfect pitch. Again, the information session, we will have a Microsoft Teams training on Team Builder, et cetera. And then on Friday the 15th, you'll have Tech Talks, AI, et cetera. We did have some expert-led virtual meetups. Again, these were all recorded. We had Dr. Kathy Howell, who talked about different creation of innovative nursing models, also as new job skills. And then we had Dr. Cynthia Clark, who spoke on workplace incivility. And on September 14th at 7 Eastern Time, we will have e-patient Dave, who's a patient and will speak to the problems that he perceives from the patient perspective. So our request, please register if you haven't done so. Spread the word, let everyone know to come to Nurse Hack for Health and encourage them to participate. And then again, follow us on social media, share the content, chime in with your thoughts and experience by following hashtag Nurse Hack for Health. And for more information, you can go to www.nursehackforhealth.org. Hackathons are new for many people. I know it's the same for our registrants. If you want more background information, please visit nursing.jnj.com, Nurse Hack for Health. And of course, if you have further questions, please reach out to support@nursehackforhealth.org. And I think I'll stop sharing and open it up to questions. So, Brittany, the question is, can you speak to intellectual property? This is an open innovation hackathon. So that's how we will be addressing it. If any of my colleagues want to weigh in on that.
I think you captured it. It's, hacking for the greater good and
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just confused because it seems like there's no IP, but if an organization brings a team and they're able to get a $150,000 grant to continue their build, hopefully to success, I imagine that healthcare organization is going to have some IP out of that, or not at all.
Well, it's so interesting. That's a really good question. So if the health system puts forth a team, I think you have to go back and look at their policies around that. So, so for example, my institution, yes, they will own it, but they will also give you a lot more resources too, and file the patent for you. And then the way, I mean, if it does get commercialized, then there's also a breakdown of revenue as well.
Okay, so then for the people, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, we just ask that you don't present anything that's, overly confidential during the pitch, but certainly, post pitch, you can take steps or do what you're going to do. I think Kasha is on. I don't know, Kasha, if you want to speak to.
And I guess I can ask a more specific question, which may help. So if I have a background and I started working on something and it happens to be in the vein of one of your 4 options, would I want to avoid the one that has something to do with something I'm already kind of working on and I may have some IP already invested in it? Or would I want to bring that to the table and to get other people's input and buy-in, with the understanding that that would bring them on my IP team, essentially, because if they're going to put forth the effort. But then at the end of this whole weekend, that there is actual IP that was developed? Or is it everyone gets, I mean, if we don't bring anything confidential, it's just kind of a generalized thing. I guess that's where I struggle with, where's that line of creativity versus intellectual property.
If you have an idea that you don't want other people to use, I wouldn't share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Yeah.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the honest truth. Unless you have already gone down the patent process and you can say this is patented in your name or your organization's name or your startup name, whatever it might be. But this is an open hack, and that's why we call it an open hack.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I did have a patent already or patent pending, could I bring that? Because that would be, I would think that I would not be able to bring that based on what I read on the website.
Yeah, I think this is new ideas, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had people yeah, post hackathon, take their ideas and run and continue development and create IP post hackathon.
Okay, so I would maybe want to stay out of the vein of something I have a patent on, but if I really want this experience, just join a team that's doing something unrelated.
Right.
And
Yes.
then,
Yeah.
and then if anybody is viewing the final pitches, they could essentially take that information because it is open and they could
That's
run with
right.
it as well.
Sure.
Okay, good.
That's right.
Yeah, they got that
There's-
idea,
yeah.
and this is a mix. There's a lot of different people that'll be on, and we wouldn't be able to control that. That's why we don't want to
Right.
get into those
Yeah.
sticky wickets.
Gotcha.
But it's a great
Sorry.
experience. Nope, that's okay. It's a
Yeah.
great experience. But I personally would never want to advise someone to risk their thoughts or their
Gotcha.
intellectual property if they really thought that was something they were going to take and go to fruition. Now, I think to Eileen's point, if you have an idea, if you're a winner and you take it and you move it forward, that's awesome. And we have had, I think, a couple, not even winners, but a couple of groups who have actually they didn't even win. They didn't win any money necessarily, but they did take their idea through to fruition and to patent, from what I understand.
Yes,
Okay.
that's true. Yep.
No, that's all of that makes perfect sense, and I know what I'm going to do now. So thank you.
You're
Great.
welcome.
And I just want to repeat how much does it cost to participate? And there's no cost. This is a free weekend.
With lots of coaching and mentoring, and it's a really great experience.
Is the track 1 and track 2 confusing to anyone, or did I sort of describe that appropriately or correctly?
I don't think it's confusing, but if I were to come completely solo and I have not been involved with other people in the industry for, let's say, a year while I was in school, except for my classmates who are still in school, and I just show up on that day and I have that app, I'm going to be able to jump on that app and be able to get on a team. I don't have to search for somebody to join me.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And I think some of the best teams we've had in the past have actually formatted that way, where people have had a common thought, commonality of, oh, I'd like to attack that in that way, and joined a team. And actually, I think many of them ended up staying together and continuing forward.
And Andrea, she's asking, I have an idea for a care model change that creates a mindset shift simply by describing it. I am willingly open to sharing this with the intention of it catching steam. Is this the right platform to share, or are we trying to pitch more vague concepts? Oh, I think you should. I think you absolutely should. And that's one of the things that you can do, is just let people know Friday what your idea or what you're trying to solve for. And when you form that team, and then you build it out throughout the weekend. This is exactly what we might need. So go for it.
And you can get some coaches along the way if you need a tech coach or a engineer coach or whatever you need. You get some coaching, and you get other people on your team with great experience to bring that can possibly make your idea even stronger.
Everybody tired, or I answered everybody's question?
Did a great job explaining. Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited. I just can't tell you enough. If you've never been at a hackathon, it is so energizing, and you really meet some incredible people. And it just really energizes you to continue your work. And that's what we really want. We want you to continue after the hackathon, because I know you all have such great ideas.
And this is how we're gonna solve all those big problems.
That's right. All right. So I think we're good to go. Remember, everything's being recorded. So if you needed to listen or just please reach out to us. And I'll see everybody at the hackathon
Or before
or before.
Or
That's
before.
true.
the training.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye,
everybody. Have a great
everybody.
night and day.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
bye. You're welcome.